I'm going to shoot you straight with this one, because if you sell 10K plus offers for your info agency, coaching business, or any business whatsoever, and you're trying to run ads to scale, but you're just attracting a bunch of low quality leads on the front end, broke leads who simply can't afford what you sell in the first place, which quite honestly sucks, and you're not exactly sure what to do to solve this problem. Not to brag, but I closed a single deal worth 21K from 2.5K in ad spend. We booked a call with a company doing over $40 million a year, which I ended up referring to one of my partners because I simply wasn't in the best position to help them. And now that deal is closed, and I'm consistently booking 2 to 3 calls per day with affluent prospects who can comfortably pay $12,000 to $30,000 for our offer right now. And today I'm going to show you exactly how to sell 10K plus offers using meta ads, all while avoiding all of the silly mistakes that I made along the way. And let's dive into it. So the first step that I like to take before launching anything with cold traffic is to make sure that the offer is actually cold traffic optimized, right? So you need an offer on the front end that is low risk, can be a setup offer, has some sort of insurance policy, reduces the time it takes to achieve the outcome for the client or prospect, reduces the effort and sacrifice on the prospect's end, and it's also revenue driven. So if you follow the 6 steps, you should have an offer that is cold traffic optimized. Just think about, how can I make this low risk? Again, it can be a setup offer. It doesn't have to be a setup offer, but people usually gravitate towards setup offers because no one likes retainers, right? So this is what you need to think about to, if you actually want to make your offer optimized for cold traffic, is something that cold traffic would actually want to buy, because not everything works with cold traffic. If you're selling like a backend offer where it's not directly clear what they're going to get from buying your offer, then it's going to be difficult to sell it to cold traffic, because it doesn't, like, the outcome has to be super clear essentially. And again, even if you sell something that isn't directly revenue driven like web design or automations, you should find a way to tie it back into how it's going to help them make more money, whether it's by cutting costs, by saving them more time, by eliminating some of the redundant tasks that they're doing, just so they can focus on other things that are actually revenue driving activities. So that's what you need to consider, right? And then after you have your offer, then you're going to go into the scripting of the actual assets that you're going to use to launch your ads, which are the diversified ads. So we like to have 15 diversified ads. All of these are going to have different reasons, different problems, situations that your prospects are in, different desires that they're looking for. And when you can create at least create 15 different reasons why someone wants to buy your offer. Right? People buy offers for different reasons. Someone could buy your offer because they want to save more time, maybe because for us they want better design, or maybe because they want to make more money, or because they want to scale their company. And all of these reasons, when you put all of them together, you should be able to create 15 diversified ads that speak to different avatars within your ideal audience. This is how you create a wide range of buckets, and you access a wide range of buckets on Meta, because Meta has a lot of data points on every single person on the platform, and I think about 52,000 data points, so like something crazy. So you can use that to your advantage by creating multiple diversified ads that are going to speak to different pain points that your prospects have, or reasons that people buy your offer. And when you have that, number one, is going to extend the longevity of your ad campaign, because it's not going to fatigue as fast. Because in the former era of advertising on Meta, you would have a lot of hooks, and usually one hook would be the winner, and then you scale with that. But then it burns out really quick. But when you have 3 to different reasons, three to 5, different ads that are actually winning, then it's, again, Meta loves that, because these ads are not just saying the same thing. These ads say different things. And the ultimate goal is to keep customers on the platform. So when you have ads that the hook says a different thing, but the body says another thing, and then people see that body over and over and over and over again, and they end up sometimes even reporting some of the ads, or like saying, hey, I don't want to see this stuff. Meta doesn't want that. So that's why they introduced Andromeda, which is the new algorithm which recommends ads in a very, very different way. So it's right now you are going to get really granular on who you're targeting, what the problems are, what are the situations, and just speak, more basically just make more in-depth ads. Every single one of them should be different. Even the environment that you film them in, slightly different. Let's say you film, in an environment like this, you can switch it up, use another background, even make like different hand gestures. The script obviously is going to be different. It doesn't have to be wildly, different in terms of, the reasons that they're buying, but each script should be very, very different, if that makes sense, right? So you need this if you want to survive 2025, going into 2026 and beyond. You need to have diversified ads, and I like to start with 15, so I recommend you start with 15. as well. Now we're going to the VSL, which is the third step, and the VSL is simply going to be. Now we're going to the VSL, which is the third step here, and the VSL is simply going to be an extended version of the ad. Now, moving on to the third step, the VSL. This is simply going to be an extended version of your ad. People like to overcomplicate VSLs, but they're really that simple, right? The first few minutes of your VSL exists to reiterate what the offer is, what the pain points are, what all of the outcomes are, with the proof to nudge your prospects to book in a call, and then the rest of the video is going to be to expand on the offer and provide more context and information to those who need it. That's really what you need to do with the VSL there. And keep this short, just keep this very, very simple, and don't overcomplicate it. You can even riff it. Again, anywhere from like 8 to 10 minutes is cool. And then the next is going to be your CRM setup. Set up your CRM with all of the necessary pipeline stages, and trigger different workflows and email flows just based upon the stage that a prospect is in. So if a prospect is a lead, you could just put them in your email list. But if you go to the book call stage, you can move them to the pre-framing sequence, which is going to send out pre-call emails to help pre-frame them, educate them, which we're going to cover in the next step. And we're also starting to set up, the conversion API to send high quality data back, because we used to rely on the metapixel on the page to fire all of the information back to Meta on who we're trying to target. But sometimes people can come in and they're not the right type of people, but they filled out the form, maybe they lied on the form and stuff like that, and it ends up bringing those type of people, because Meta operates based on recency. So in order to fix that, we only send back people from the CRM who we think are sales qualified leads, instead of just MQLs, which are marketing qualified leads. So that's what you do for the CRM setup. And then the backend, your backend email and SMS flows. Basically, here you want to have at least a 9 email sequence to start. I like to do 16, which is going to be 4 emails over the span of 4 days, or 6 emails over the span of whatever that division is, about 3-4 days as well. And the goal here is to warm up your prospects, pre-educate them before the calls, get all of the questions answered, create real urgency, and even bait them into engaging with you and leading to higher show rates. I see, a lot of prospects who book calls with me. Not a lot, but like a good percentage of them, like they're replying to the emails. They're like, hey, I find this really valuable, and they respond. Because basically in one of the emails, we typically are going to bait them into answering the questions like, hey, some clients who hop on a call usually have these questions on their mind before the call, and we like to answer them pre-call. Something along those lines, just letting them know, hey, you feel free to ask any questions that you have on your mind before the call. And then on the SMS side, you just, double, triple down every single lead that opts in and even books a call. And I'll also do selfless follow-up. Don't go asking, hey, are you sure you're going to show up to the call? Dial them, ask them, hey, be an advisor, basically. Like, ask them questions like, hey, what CRM do you use? What if you sell, let's say, coaching, for example, say, hey, what job do you work at the moment? Let's say you're selling a B2C offer. What job do you work at the moment? How do you think you'll be able to create time to actually invest into this program? Stuff like that is more of you being an advisor than just getting them to hop on a call and being a sleazy salesperson, right? You send them, selfie videos, just introducing yourself, like, hey, just saw you booked on a call. Just to let you know, I'll be giving you a quick call in about 5 to 10 minutes just to intro myself and let you know exactly, let you know what we do and how we can potentially help you, because at the end of the day, it's about the customer. And, send them voice notes as well. If you don't want to do selfie videos, both have the same effect, really. I don't like to do only text. I've found that videos and voice notes work extremely well. And this is how we create 70% show rates. And for our offer right now, we're doing about 83% show rates, which is extremely high. And people struggle with this a lot, but I'll probably make an extended video on that. And then the number 6 is basically creating your funnel. And the most important piece here by far is the headline, followed by the headline complex, right? A lot of things that are going to fail on your funnel are going to be due to the headline. So you need to make sure the headline, we have a framework that we followed for the headline complex, which is, it's an ABCDE framework, right? Number 1 is the audience. Number 2 is the benefits. Number 3 is clarity. Number 4 is direct, be direct. And number 5 is explain. So you need to make sure all of these are included in your headline complex. And when I'm talking about a headline complex, what I mean is the eyebrow, the headline, the subheadline, and your CTA, right? You need to make sure all of these things are there. And usually you want to call out your audience in the eyebrow, which is the little text that you place over the headline. That's where you usually want to have it. It doesn't really have to be, hey, for coaches or consultants. It doesn't have to be something like that. It could be something along the lines of, hey, are you spending, $300 a day on meta ads? Are you currently, let's say, running ads, but you don't have qualified leads coming through? Stuff like that identifies what problems they're facing or what actions they're taking at the moment. As well as the headline, you want to be very clear. You don't have to use any weird mechanism like the triple double stuff pizza application system. You just need to be very direct on how you achieve the said results, the results that they're there for. You need to be very clear on that. If you sell funnels, you can tell them exactly how you get the results. If you sell something, I'll just tell them exactly how you get the results. It doesn't have to be any fancy name. I see a lot of people make that mistake and think it's all about the naming of the mechanism, but it's really not. It's really just explaining how you get the result. That is what it is, right? So make sure your funnel is mobile optimized as well, because a lot of people are going to be visiting your funnels on mobile. About 64% of people are. And your type form, obviously make sure that's optimized, and the confirmation page is going to have your breakout videos to create urgency, be transparent with the worst case scenarios. And for this, you don't have to create scripts for these ones. You can just naturally riff through them, and that's really what we see the most success with. And that's the entire rundown of the funnel. And if you need this all set up for your business, if you need a full cold traffic optimized funnel set up for your business from A to Z, just click the link in the description, book a call with me, and I'll see if and how we can potentially help you. But with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next video. Click around here, like the video as well, subscribe to the channel if you got value from this, and just click any one of the videos, and it should take you to some of the very valuable videos on my channel. And I will see you, my friend, in the next video. Cheers.